Well, you've been here before. You and I haven't.
Right, so I mean, we're crazy excited to be here.
I'm excited to show these guys around. I've spent many months in Korea in both Seoul and Daegu, but I've never been to Busan, so that is something really exciting in itself. I've heard it's beautiful, beautiful beachside, and we're excited to be performing at the Dream Theatre for the first time, and eating the food, kimbap and bibimbap and all that sort of thing. Love Korean food, and we actually went out last night and had some local dishes, which was great. So we're so excited that we're here.
I think anybody, when you get told you're in Phantom, it's always a big deal. For some people, it's a dream role. For some people, it's on this tour, for instance. Some people, it's their first job. Older people in the company who've done Phantom 3 or 4 times before. Everybody has the same reaction. You can't believe you're part of the Phantom of the Opera. You know, did we get this lucky? When they told me I was going to be playing the Phantom, I was quite scared because I'm aware of, like you say, all the people are so excited to see the show everywhere. There's a lot of pressure that comes with, I mean, especially these 3 roles, there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, an expectation. But nothing beats the first time you hear that orchestra in a sitz probe. Nothing beats the first run through in a rehearsal room. And then the fact that we get to tour the world in these roles to see the places that we are seeing. I mean, you can't believe it's a job, really. It's an honor.
To be here in Korea, being paid as a job to be singing these roles and chatting to you guys, you kind of have to pinch yourself. I remember when I first got told I was cast in the role back in 2012, I was walking around Centennial Park in Sydney with my mum and sister, and my mum just started crying, and my mum never cries. And so for me, I think I'm the sort of person that it's all a bit of a whirlwind, and I look back, then reflect on what had happened. When I did the role for 2.5 years the first time, after I had finished, I looked back and thought, wow, what an amazing experience that was. And I've got so many photos and memories from the last tour. I'm so excited to make new memories with these 2 amazing gentlemen, and excited to bring them to Korea as well, because I know the audiences will love them.
I'm still pinching myself that I'm doing this. I'm literally walking into the room just now, like we've had a few weeks off, and just hearing the music and seeing the backdrop, and I'm like, it's kind of surreal. Like I still don't believe I'm in Phantom of the Opera sometimes. It's such a treat, and I'm still pinching myself.
It's one of those shows that has such credibility and such an incredible name to it that it opens so many doors after doing the show. The opportunities that have come for concerts and all that sort of thing, because your name is now attached to the Phantom. We all have Andrew Lloyd Webber to thank for that, and he's provided so many people with these amazing opportunities. And also the local producers and presenters in each country that are passionate about this show, we have them to thank, and the audiences for wanting to come and see this show 33 years later. It's incredible.
I think Phantom separates your career into 2 halves. I always refer to as BP and AP, before Phantom and after Phantom, because Phantom does change your life. Whether you are the Phantom or whether you are one of the ensemble, doesn't matter what role you're playing, it changes your life because you were part of it. They also say that you never leave Phantom. I was part of the tour in 2012, and I departed just before it came to Korea. And they said, don't worry, once you're in the family with a PH, you never leave. And I thought, it's true. Once you are part of this particular family, your life is never the same. Not even your career, your life is never the same. It's not just the best job in the world, it's the best experience and chance to grow in the world.
For me personally, I have brand new costumes. So they're the same design by Maria Bjornsson, but I was flown to London recently to have all new costumes made. They are the closest to the original design as any production has ever been. My last costumes were beautiful and stunning, but they were costumes from the Australian production. These are all, and everyone has brand new costumes, tailor-made to our bodies. There are quite a few differences, but they are the most authentic to Maria Bjornsson's design.
I look forward to seeing them.
Yeah, I'll do a fashion show.
I mean, as Claire says, what you see is the same. How it fits together is completely different. Our production, the technology involved backstage, how it fits together is completely different. It's all state-of-the-art technology now. We have, for instance, a new sound design with concealed monitors, which we've never had before, that the audience would never notice, but for the performers on stage, it makes so much more difference to the production and how you deliver it. The tricks on stage, state-of-the-art now. The production itself has been designed to fit into so many more theatres on this world tour. This world tour has more first-time venues that have never had Phantom than any other tour in the world. It's quite amazing from that point of view. From a design perspective, they took what Maria Bjornsson did for the Her Majesty's Theatre and they have adapted it that it can fit anywhere without compromising anything that you see. It's incredible. I wouldn't use the word beloved. I would say the most pressurized. Obviously, for me, it's always music of the night because everybody's waiting for an A flat on the word B, which is quite tough. If that note is not perfect and if that note isn't, dare I say, not there, you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. So I think it's always, for me, it's always it's like jumping out of an airplane every night when I sing that song because you start it and it's nice and low and it's fine and it builds and it builds and builds and suddenly you're at the top note. For me, you know, pretty much most of the time, thank God, if I've done enough preparation, it's there. You can ask anybody who's played the Phantom, they're terrified of that moment every single time. But then it's there and it's like, oh. And then you can feel the audience go, okay, fine. But it's terrifying every time.
Oh, and I had this question before, and I think it would be, I would go with what Christine actually did, which is go with Raoul, and then go back to the Phantom for Love Never Dies. It's such a hard decision because we're not in 2019. It's set in the late 1800s. She's a woman. She can't be independent. That's not an option for women back then, really. And so a conventional love is offered to her by Raoul. And so that is so attractive an offer. So it's no wonder she goes with him. But her deep connection lies with the Phantom. And that's obviously where, you know, Love Never Dies, the sequel to the Phantom, stems from. That sort of flame that never goes out. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would go with Christine and her decisions. Come and see us at Stage Door.
Yes.
We'd love to meet you.
You can find us on Instagram.
Yeah,
Say
last
hi to
time
us.
I didn't have Instagram in Korea. It didn't exist. So, or maybe it did and it was like
weren't using it
very
anymore.
early
It was
on.
just for pictures.
Right.
Yeah, so we love communicating with the Korean fans. So add us on Instagram and we'll chat with you and you can watch our videos. We'll do a lot of behind the scenes stuff and to have photos and all that sort of thing.
This is the traditional mask.
I collect masks, you have no idea. Oh my.
Mouth moves.
Da 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 da.